I'm Micaiah. This is a video response to CodeMonkey, and we were talking about on his YouTube page the displaying information such as we want to display the tick count at the mouse, which yeah, it works, but the problem being was under um, the game handler. Let's see. Um, yeah, so if we get the use the util class instead of my new get mouse world, it does really funky things. And I thought instead of focusing on all the other things, yeah, see, it's I guess it's now just returning that center point instead of not. It's not going with the mouse, which is kind of funky. So here's our world text. It seems to be pulling. I resized it down because it was just massive. But part of that was, so this is the get mouse world position, which it uses the camera.main. You can also say maybe we'll run another test with the get UI camera, and you get the mouse with the world position, which uses this conversion right here. I mean, you probably well know your own code, but use this. Oh yeah. So let's try a different. Oh, that's probably why it's the viewpoint. It's not. That's not the problem, but these are just different solutions. I was trying to figure out why. This is probably the one where it's going to be. Yeah, it's probably going to be. It's actually. Oh yeah. See, so now it's like. Yeah. See, it's deciding like, hey, this is where I want you to be, or at least on the screen. But some reason now it's like way above the screen, which is my. Let's see, is my view camera. The camera, I showed you the camera. I was talking about the camera in the previous video, but that is not was not the case because it was set up exactly like your that's why your UI setup. That's why I changed. I used to do a world space. I don't know. I used to do it. So now this is just this game gets the UI camera. So if we try to convert that into screen position, we get this other result. Yeah, so it's still kind of thinking like, hey, I'm way up here. I guess I should. My camera rig's a little bit different. So here's my camera rig. You can see it's not even in the actual camera view frustum, and the camera is just a various thing like that. In my UI camera, it's just a same thing. It's a it's a screen space camera, and with the UI camera attached, and then the UI camera is just set this to be offset on the UI by a certain amount, and then the UI camera has these text display. Anyways, to showcase this is actually the other cool. Oh no, I guess I didn't change the. But you can actually change the buildings as well to use that, and it doesn't work, or it doesn't follow through on that. So what we had to do, I could show you all sorts of trying various things, and it wasn't working. So now we just get this mouse grid position, which is the mouse, the game mouse sort of determines where the mouse is based on the node, and the node position has an idea of where it's at. So now if I build or oops, I use control to turn it off, but now it will fall through. Part of that is because the camera right here has a point on the camera, raycasts out, says, hey, this is the point in the world that I want you to focus on, and it's actually quite simple. The game map, the game map. See each of these things. Let's see. Select the parent. This tells me it's -2, -4 in the world because it's left. It's a centered map, which is right here. It's actually just it checks -25 +25, centers a map and I believe I've noticed this last time I recorded, but I don't think that has any effect because it's not set to the. Anyway, so yeah, so that just sort of. Anyway, so I think that's. I'm not sure where the disconnect for me is, but I really want to appreciate, it's, I got this really cool setup, improved a little bit. I've been working on this for a very long time, and I'm quite adept at what I'm doing here. So I understand trying to make a generic code base as well. That's a really tricky work. Anyway, so I just want to appreciate and showcase what I'm doing, and thank you very much for you know give me a direction and focus and topics to talk about. I should maybe quickly talk about where is that? Oh, it's the game mouse. Yeah, there's on the screen we have this. It's just input.mouse position, which you calculate from the. I guess there's actually a full calculation here, which in the screen point to world point does the same thing for the camera. Well, actually, I guess they're kind of different because you can see the mouse. But this world point and is world point 0 is calculated from just the endpoint position, and then you can also calculate world from the mouse position through the current event, which is kind of a input mouse position always active. This current event is sometimes not active. Anyways, I believe there's actually a code here. Oh, I guess not. Anyways, so it talks about the mouse position X, Y, and then uses the camera near click plane, which I thought was interesting, and it also calculates this based on height. You can see that's how the full calculation is done, but then you can also just do the input, screen to world point through the input position. And then this is screen to world point, which should calculate, you know, but anyways, I guess that sort of gives us. I guess that it understands why when we use the UI camera. Well, I guess I don't need to do that. When you use the UI camera, we get this position of, which is really weird because I guess it's like it's sort of like the world point, but you kind of where it's kind of like you're getting points, but I guess I could check the mouse UI and tell the node display it. But anyways, you can also see here, like here's the world position using the input.mouse position, so honestly, both of those calculations seems about correct. And what is our text component? Right here, building. So the world bar, for instance, sets it's at 0. Oh, I believe it's partly because it's the building. Yeah, so the building is at negative 13.7. Paused. Which seems to be. Yeah, see, that's like way. Whew. According to the game, that's like way. Oh, 7. Wow. Yeah, so it's like that seems to be partly the problem is like it's calculating a position, and I think in this video we did talk about the showcase what it was doing much better, I think. So, anyways, it's not to say I don't appreciate it's really awesome. Oh, by the way, there's also because it's calculating based on the. It's like that's not quite what I wanted. Something I have to tweak a little bit. That's why I like the Text Mesh Pros and the UI. But then to get that into it's actually it's because it's actually it's in the game space as the sprite, and this text object is actually part of the. I don't know if I can select it, but anyway, so it's kind of a different approach to having versus there's another map system that I have that uses the UI display which is it's probably, I don't know if it's cleaner or better. Anyways, it's not to say I don't appreciate everything you're doing. It's really awesome. It's just showcasing what I was doing with it, but also kind of like how to implement it into this larger system. and some of the quirks that I found with it. It's probably I'm doing something wrong. I didn't say that before, but I probably should. It must be I'm doing something wrong, or I'm doing different calculations, or my positions are not correct, or I'm thinking about it like in the I want this world position to be like a local map position and not an actual word position. Anyways, thanks very much. I appreciate it. You have a great day, and keep on coding. Thanks very much, CodeMonkey.